A little bit early, who cares? Ways to Water Sports, ahoy! Welcome back for another weekend of rugby action, league and union. Doesn't matter, we do it all here, right? Rugby league or union, it's all the same. All the same to us, sports fans. Kicking off tonight with a big match between the Highlanders and the Hurricanes, and then we will be moving over to the rugby league later tonight. The defending champions, the Penrith Panthers, taking on the poor, downtrodden Sydney Roosters. But here should be a good one in the Super Rugby. Hurricanes, Highlanders. Hurricanes are at the bottom of the table, can you believe it? Here's one for the statisticians in the chat room. When was the last time that the Hurricanes were down the bottom of the table for an extended period of time? I certainly can't remember the last time that happened. And here are the Hurricanes in their Marvel jersey. That's another thing that obviously, well, actually did it. I was about to say it's something that got borrowed from the rugby league, but did it? Not sure about that now. Who did it first? Either way, look, I think the Highlanders have been really surprising this season, and it's been great to see the Highlanders punching above their weight and really doing quite well. And it's been a little bit surprising, as I said. Oh, God. So I want to tip them. I want to go for them, and I want to tip them. Just the Hurricanes. This Hurricanes team on the bottom of the log. They can't possibly stay there, can they? A victory surely is not far around the corner for the Hurricanes. And I've got a feeling, a sneaky suspicion, it could very well be today. So I've tipped the Hurricanes in a close one. They surely can't stay down the bottom of the table. It's just been too long. Ahoy there, Matty. Matty Colkin. So, we're kicking off with this game, and then we will move over to the Rugby League later tonight. Panthers versus the Roosters. And I believe we might even get to catch the end of Manly versus the Warriors. Lizette won again today in the doubles. Nice. I was looking it up earlier. She's actually the number 1 seed for the singles. The Captain America Hurricanes. Coming out now onto Forsyth Bar Stadium. I've got to say, my personal opinion, and it's a very strong one, it looks ridiculous. These Marvel uniforms, they look atrocious. But anyway, I digress. A little bit of fun, I suppose, isn't it? Maddie Colkin, thank you very much for sharing the live stream. Boy, an early start for a Friday. That's the problem with daylight savings. 4 o'clock daylight savings. Everyone else around here is at work, the poor buggers. But me, I get to enjoy some footy. I get to enjoy some rugby on my Friday afternoon. It must be Students' Day again at Forsyth Bar. That's one thing I will say about the Highlanders and Forsyth Bar is always full of students. They're certainly appealing to the younger people. Both teams out on the field now. The referee, Angus Maybe. I'm not asking, or I'm not suggesting that it might be Angus. Saying that's his last name. Judah Shivian, ahoy, mate. So the Marvel uniform appears to be only a Hurricanes thing. But the Highlanders are wearing a really atrocious green and black number. The jerseys tonight, terrible. Let me just say that. Win predictor has got the Hurricanes at 50%, the Highlanders at 49%, and a 1% for a draw. And I reckon that is pretty well bang on. Should be a close game. Should be a fantastic game. And we are underway. The Hurricanes with the start. Highlanders lost the ball inside their 22. Well, that's a poor start. Knocked on from the kickoff inside their own 22. And we'll get the first scrum of the game. Poor start there for the Highlanders. My reasoning, Judah, for tipping the Hurricanes is I just can't imagine the Hurricanes staying on the bottom of the table. The Hurricanes and the Blues are like bottom and second last, I believe. And I'm struggling with that. In my same game multi, I've got Jacob Devery, Kitty Naholo, and Caleb Tangitao. Anytime tries. First scrum of the game, and it's the Hurricanes on the attack. Hasty runs across in defense, tries to shut that play down, but it's still there for the Canes. 10 meters out in midfield. Now they stretch it right to the white. They've got an overlap. And Naholo tries to go on his own. He had unmarked players outside him, and he might be regretting that decision. Shields now. And Kirifi, 10 meters out, crawling forward. Quick ball here for Roigard out into midfield. Maffiello lays it back. Here's Naholo again, puts the step on. The defense holding firm for now. Kirifi tries to run through. Tavatavanawa. 5 meters out. 7 phases now for the Canes. Numbers out to the right once more, but they can't release the ball. Rebel Nuts, ahoy there, mate. Roigard brings it left for Kirifi. Pops it up for Devery. That's my boy. He's driven back in the tackle. They've lost ground. This Highlanders defense holds firm. Gallagher, 10 meters out still. They race up quickly and shut down Hoover Godfrey. Lays it back for Roigard and a holo down the short side. Held up in the tackle. Now he gets to ground. Still 10 meters out. They've made no progress at all here, the Canes. I'm going to blame the jerseys. They look horrible if I haven't mentioned it already. It can go now for Shields. A change of tactic. Maffiello. Now they're a couple of meters out. Roigard dummies. Tries to duck under the defense and score. squirts out the back. And they've got the ball alive now. Aumua Jensen gets the arms free. 5 meters out, 19 phases, penalty advantage. Namia. Sounds like a country, not a player. 20 phases, and now they spread it wide to the left. The pop pass from Naholo, and Kini Naholo glides down the sideline and scores. 21 phases, penalty advantage, and they have finally cracked the Highlanders' defense. And we have got a tick off the multi inside the first 3.5 minutes. Kini Naholo scores in the corner. 1 tick down, 2 to go. It's a dream start for the Hurricanes, a dream start for our multi. And it's 5 points to 0. What a start for the Canes. Hoover Godfrey with the conversion attempt. It's out pretty wide. Only a 77% success rate this season. And he's pushed this one out past the far upright. And it will stay 5 points to 0. 21 phases that play went through for the Hurricanes. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Highlanders get us back underway. Tap the ball back. Roigard's got it. No, he doesn't. It's lost. And it's there for Hasty. Jack Taylor to try and hit straight back here, the Highlanders. All the games so far obviously been played down Highlanders territory. And now Shields with the turnover. And Roigard clears. Nobody at the back for the Hurricanes. For the Highlanders, sorry. And Ruben Love flying through to put pressure on. And Tangitau clears. And it's a beautiful kick. 1 bounce and over the halfway. A pressure clearing kick. And he's done it extremely well. Canes go over the top of the line out, and they've got numbers now out to the left. Aumua Jensen pops the pass around the back, and here's Naholo in space again. Kini Naholo goes to ground 40 meters out from the Highlanders line. Big time pressure incoming here on the Highlanders, who just haven't got into gear yet in this game. Been a slow start. Fields caught on halfway. 6.5 gone. 5 points to 0. Gallagher throws it out the back and it's loose on the ground. Tangitau toes through. Was he taken out after the fact? No, says the referee. And Hoover Godfrey from inside the 22. They've scrambled back well. And that is a monstrous clearance up over halfway. No, Ricky goes quick for the Highlanders. And the kick taken on the full inside the 22 from Sullivan. And Sullivan skews this off the side of the boot. And that is a big net gain for the Highlanders. They'll have an attacking line-out throw inside the 22. Jack Taylor with the throw. Goes to the back. Contested throw, but it's perfectly placed. And the Highlanders line down here to the right. Sam Gilbert tries to put on the step. Hurricanes in over the top, but it's still there for the Highlanders. Short side they go. Talia beats one, pops the pass around for Tangitau. Steps in field. Throws it back, and it's intercepted by Sullivan. And Sullivan clears a much better purchase on this kick. And it's going to bounce back in field. Collected inside their own 22 here, Tane Robinson. Puts it up over halfway. The Hurricanes go quick. Umunga Jensen to Naholo. Charge down kick in midfield. They just need the bounce here, the Highlanders. They don't get it. And it's knocked on by Withy. Well, they're not getting the bounce of the ball here, the Highlanders. That could have gone absolutely anywhere. He tried to keep his arms out of the play. He tried his hardest. But it just bounced straight back into him. Unlucky there. Withy was in beside the post. Gina Ferracini, ahoy. Second scrum of the game incoming. Nine minutes gone, 5 points to nil. Inside their own 22 here, the Hurricanes feed. Roigard's got it at the back, told to use it as it collapses. Hoover Godfrey now out too. Ruben Love skews it off the side of the boot. And the touch finder only goes out to the 30 metres line at most. Second clearing kick tonight that is skewed off the side of the boot. One from Sullivan and now one from Love. More attack here for the Highlanders. To the middle, ball is secured by Holland. And they immediately release it out into midfield. And a big charge from Tavatava Nawai, who goes straight through. One to beat. And he's brought down by Love in a try-saving tackle. And it's been stolen away for the Hurricanes. The clearing kick up over halfway. Nobody back there for the Highlanders. Ranging back now is Robinson. And he's got support from Nareki, who spills it backwards. Puts himself under immense pressure. Does well to get out of it and offloads to Howden. That was very scrappy at the back for the Highlanders. They are putting believable pressure on themselves. And the box kick from Hasty, he says, let's just get the hell out of here. Hoover Godfrey takes it on the full, puts the step on, and returns it nicely to the 40 metres line. And, somebody's down and out in back play. One of the Hurricanes. As Love clears straight up the middle of the field. And Gilbert, with an eternity to return fire, sends it up to the halfway line. And that is Punovai for the Hurricanes, who is down and out in back play. Head clash. Well, it's his own fault. He was too upright in the tackle. Yeah, he's done. That's his night over. Punovai. And this could actually come back to make matters worse. He's going to get penalised here for being too upright in the tackle. He was out cold before he hit the deck. And not only was he knocked out cold and will likely take no further part in this game, I think he's going to be penalised here. Well, when he comes to, someone let him know that he's been penalised. Yellow card. The poor guy, he's been knocked out cold and he's now copping a yellow card. He's not going to take any further part in the game anyway, I don't think. The poor guy. Foul play, upright, yellow card. So he's been knocked out, will probably fail the HIA. And now he's got a yellow card on top of it. The poor guy being helped off the ground by the medic. That is fierce. That is so unfortunate. You got to feel so bad for the poor guy. Penalty to the Highlanders right in front, and they will take the shot at 3. It's an absolute gift. Get some points on the board. They've been under the pump. Probably lucky to only be behind by 5, to be perfectly honest. from right out in front. Tane Robinson puts it right down the middle. Or was it Sam Gilbert doing the kicking? Either way, it's 3 points. And the Highlanders are on the board. And they have an extra man advantage, of course, for the next 10 minutes. Back underway, and they have let this go out on the full. It'll come back to halfway. It's falling apart here for the Hurricanes. It is falling to pieces. The penalty, the send-off, and now out on the full from the kickoff. And the Highlanders can go on the attack with an extra man advantage too. Let's not forget that. 8 minutes with a man up. 12 and a half gone. 5 points to 3. At least we got to tick off the multi nice and early. I would have felt a little bit better about it if it were Devery. Scrum feed on halfway. Told to use it now. Hasty at the back. Changes direction. Robinson out to Gilbert. Throws the cutout pass. Hits the chest of Tangi Tau. Goes down the sideline. Puts the kick in. And they're chasing through. The Hurricanes want this to sit up in the end goal. And it does. They'll come back for a goal line dropout. Kuki. Much up. Says need the Hurricanes to lose. There you go. Well, losing is something they've been quite good at this season, isn't it? The goal line restart sends it up over halfway, taken on the full at the back there by the big number 8, winding up Broughton. Hasty thought he spotted some space around the ruck, pops the pass up for Ma'u. Ball spills out the back. Hasty sniping around the edges of the ruck again. And the Hurricanes get the penalty. Highlanders going straight in off their feet there at ruck time. Joining the ruck incorrectly. And that is a let-off for the Hurricanes. Six and a half minutes to go for the sin bin. A decision which is under review as well, let's not forget. This Forsyth Bar crowd, they just don't stop, do they? Those flags have been waving ever since kickoff. Jack, is that Jack or Jock? Jack, thank you very much for the follow. Hurricanes throw to the line out, 30 metres out. The rolling maul is set, but they release it quickly to Umunga Jensen in midfield. He's brought to ground. Fields now. Roigard sends it out. Wide to the left they go. Delaney just outside the 22. The pop pass up for Sullivan. They're inside the 22 now. All lined up to the right here, the Canes. And that's the direction they keep on heading. Now caught in midfield. 5 phases in. Roigard sends it out to Godfrey. And now Kirifi almost goes through. Back into midfield for Gallagher. Lays it back. Pick and go from Lakai. 7 phases and the defense holding firm. They're just looking to wind the clock down here, the Hurricanes, of course. Points will be a bonus. But they're just trying to kill off the time with that yellow card. Penalty advantage now as Naholo fights his way 10 metres out from the line. Maybe a little bit further, actually. More like 15. But still, penalty advantage. And they come back for the penalty right out in front. This is a gift, 3 points. Bonus points, really, when they've got a man in the bin. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. And they have, of course, naturally decided to take the 3 and re-extend that 8-point lead. It's right out in front. About 15 out. A simple 3-pointer. And as he takes this shot at goal, don't forget, Waste to Water Sports, we've got the Rugby League coming up after this. Probably the end of the Manly Warriors game. And then we'll be covering the Panthers versus the Roosters in its entirety. James Speed, what's my prediction for the Warriors Manly and for this game? Well, this game I've got the Hurricanes winning in a close one. And I've got Manly winning quite comfortably against the Warriors. Manly are in my top 4 for this season, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, Manly are going to be a solid team to beat in 2025. 8 points to 3 it is now off the back of that conversion. Penalty goal. Hurricanes back in possession from the restart. Told to use it. Roigard now back into the 22. Godfrey clears. It was touched off a Highlander. Sits up for Robinson on halfway. Fires it into midfield for Gilbert. Gilbert has gotten a recce. The Hurricanes look to drive in over the top. Still there for the Highlanders. A pop pass for Fabian Holland. Attacking this near edge. Tava Nawai. Takes it to the 40. Highlanders still in possession. Trying to make use of this extra man advantage. Here they go now. Oh, that's a loose pass. Well picked up by Gilbert. And they've sent it out very quickly to the left. And Sullivan slides across for the Hurricanes and shuts that down. A pick and go from Talea. They're wise to it, though. The Canes defending well. A man down. But the Highlanders not really asking any questions of them either. 7 phases, and it's all been pretty easily repelled for now. Pick and go, 22 meters out, right in midfield. Now they attack left. Robinson to Gilbert, who forward pass out to his number 13, Talea, and they'll come back for the penalty. Now, Hurricanes still a man down. Do they take the 3 here, or do they put it into the corner? This is a big decision because they effectively haven't got any points during this yellow card period. Into the corner, they decide to go. There would have to still be about 4 minutes left on the card, I suspect. But they've put it into the corner. They're going to have a crack here. Throw to the middle of the line out, uncontested. And they break away immediately. The wraparound with Jack Taylor loses the ball in contact. And it is just not happening today for the Highlanders. A knock on. Scrum down for the Hurricanes, and this is going to wind down another couple of minutes. The Highlanders just not clicking. That was a big mistake. They're all big mistakes, but that was a huge one. You need points in a yellow card period. It was a bold call to put it into the corner. I would have taken the 3. Absolutely, Judah. They should have taken the 3. I'm an advocate for taking the 3. Take the points when they're on offer. Anyway, Hurricane scrum. Head out from their own line. They bring it out quickly. Lakai. in midfield. Highlanders in over the top of this. The number 7, Sean Withy. And now they can take the 3-pointer. Lakai holding on. Now this one, you take the 3. Just to the left of the post. 15 metres out. An absolute gift. If they don't take the 3 here, I'm going to tear my hair out. They need some reward during this yellow card period. It's as simple as that. And they are taking the 3. A common sense decision. I mean, they should have taken it last time, but an easy penalty goal here for Sammy Gilbert, and it's 8 points to 6. They absolutely needed some reward there. The Highlanders, sorry. And now they get the ball back from the restart. Hurricanes back to a full complement. The yellow card period has effectively only yielded a penalty goal. But Penian Ganofo is on for Punavai. Punavai obviously failing that HIA. And the Highlanders clear 40 metres out from their own line. The Hurricanes will have the line-out throw. Poor guy, knocked out cold. Has to get escorted off the field. Gets the yellow card, and now he's been replaced from a failed HIA. Hurricanes throw to the front, uncontested, immediately to Godfrey in midfield, who's got Sullivan to rumble it up. They're 40 metres out in midfield. Gallagher lays it back. Here's Lakai. Change of direction for Umunga Jensen. Finds Naholo running a good angle, but he's crunched by Ma'u. Looking to counter-ruck here, the Highlanders. Hurricanes, though, down the short side. Godfrey passes to nobody. Highlanders toe through. Gilbert's after it, but back there, of all people, Caleb Delaney wins the race to the ball. And the Hurricanes now a clearing kick from Kirifi. What's going on here? You've got a lock chasing the ball back in open space, and now we've got a number 7 clearing kick, and it was a nice one too. Godfrey skews this off the side of the boot. That's the 3rd time tonight in clearing the Hurricanes. Skewed kicks off the side of the boot, straight into touch on the full. And the Highlanders get some valuable field position. 24 and a half minutes gone. It's 8 points to 6. And it's the Highlanders about to go on the attack. Line-out throw is secure at the front. Now into midfield. Big defense on Broughton. Staying down this short side. De Groot. Back for Hasty. Through the hands. Gilbert juggles the ball. Manages to hold on. Highlanders in over the top of that. Naholo. For the Hurricanes. Wins the turnover. Sam Gilbert holding on. Kenny Naholo. An immense turnover. Is he in my fantasy team? He used to be. I feel like I might have traded him out. Let's have a look. Hurricanes find... No, he's still in my fantasy team. Excellent. Excellent. Hurricanes clear. Up over halfway. Throw goes to the back of the line out. Stolen by the Highlanders. And they spread it wide to the opposite edge of the field immediately. To Leia. Out to Nareki. Brought to ground. No fullback in place for the Hurricanes. And I think they've spotted this now. Robinson thumps it upfield. It's going to bounce in front of Naholo at the back. And Tangitau is there to meet him as soon as he takes the ball. It was a good kick chase. The Hurricanes have been turned around now, back inside their own 22. Told to use it, just outside. And Roigard with the box kick. Down as far as Robinson. Highlanders back in Hurricanes territory. You can feel the momentum it's shifted in this one. The Highlanders perhaps a little bit on top as that's big defense. Spills the ball free, but it's gone backwards and De Groot recovers. You can just see the territory has started to swing around. A lot more play now down in the Hurricanes territory, and they're back here again. A good charge from Fabian Holland. Now Tangitau down this near touchline. Naholo's in over the ball again and turns it over again. Oh, illegally, says the referee, though. Late call. And here is an opportunity for the Highlanders. A penalty. Oh, they're going to put it in the corner. They're not even thinking the three. Well, I was going to say it was an opportunity for them to take the lead, but they're not interested. They are not interested at all. They've gone straight to the corner. Finding touch inside the Hurricanes 22. This could be a big moment in the game. I mean, the Hurricanes, they've been on top from the start of the match. The Highlanders somewhat withstood all the pressure, only leaking the one try. The old discipline of the Hurricanes has kept the Highlanders in the game. The throw to the front of the line out, successful. Taylor wraps around the back of the maul, and they set it up well inside the 22 now. Hurricanes up quickly in midfield. Withy tackled in front of the post. Hasty takes a couple of steps, pops it up for De Groot. They're stacked here on this right-hand edge. The Highlanders keeping the ball in midfield, though. Withy. De Groot again. Out the back it goes to nobody, but it's well scooped up by Gilbert, and it's still on now for the Highlanders. Tava, no way. 10 meters out. Quick ruck ball now. And dropped. Lost forward by Ethan De Groot, is it? No, it's Jack Taylor who's lost it forward. And again, the handling, the execution, letting the Highlanders down. Scrum time again for the Hurricanes. Well, they're constantly getting themselves in position here, the Highlanders. And just a real lack of execution. They haven't been able to capitalize. So we've seen this plenty of times tonight. Scrum down for the Hurricanes. And we get our first reset. First scrum reset of the night. That's not too bad. 30 minutes in. Ten minutes left in the first half, eh? I would love a second tick off the multi before halftime. That would be huge. Can we get it? Scrum sets. Roigard feeds. Stalemate at scrum time. Roigard now sends it out to Godfrey. And Godfrey to Ruben. Love skews it off the side of the boot again. Well, there's big kicking issues here for the Hurricanes. They just can't get these clearing kicks away. They're skewing off the side of the boot down this end of the field. It will be very interesting to see what happens at the second half. Like, is it something to do with the turf down this end of the field? How are the Hurricanes botching so many clearing kicks? Highlanders go to the middle of the line out. Ball is secure. Oh, they're in over the top of this. The Hurricanes penalty for holding on again. And the Highlanders just can't get any sort of quality ball. The execution letting them down. They're either knocking the ball on or the Hurricanes are in over the top and winning the turnover. Love with the penalty kick sends it up to halfway. Ahoy there, leash watchers. I will have the Warriors Manly game on in the background, yes. I've been thinking about ways that I can, because I love both Super Rugby and NRL, I've been thinking about ways that I can cover both games almost simultaneously. So I'm working on it. Because I think that would be interesting. Just, you know, how it would go. You would just jump back and forth between the games. Something interesting's happening in this one. So I'll call it. A team's on the attack over in this one. So I'll jump over to this one. I reckon it could be fun. Blank, ahoy there, mate. But it is the Hurricanes here. 7 minutes to go in the first half. And they set the ball up just inside Highlanders territory. Mel M, ahoy there. Godfrey throws it out the back to Umaga Jensen. That creates an overlap. Oh, it's a poor delivery to Finian Ganolfo, who does well to hold on. 40 metres out from the Highlanders line over on that far touch. And they're up quickly on Shields, and they dump him. Delaney in midfield. Back it goes for Hoover. Godfrey again skews it off the side of the boot, and it is well out on the full. Well, what is going on down this end of the field? The Hurricanes kicking. That's the second time now that Godfrey has put one out on the full. We've seen 3 clearing kicks from 3 different players from the Hurricanes. Skewed off the side of the boot. What's going on out there? Highlanders, crooked throw to the line out, but it's uncontested. It's play on. And they set it up on the halfway line. Through the hands now to this near edge cutout ball to Tungi Tau. Puts the goose step on. Kicks through, but it's taken at the back by Ruben Love and Godfrey. Straight down the middle of the field into open space. And it will sit up at the back for Tavatanawai, who puts the step on. And now the big man's in open space. Dangerous sign there for the Canes. Told to use it now, the Highlanders. De Groot goes to ground. Hurricanes try to get in over the top, but not rolling away. And it's a penalty to the Highlanders. 5 to go until the break. Five minutes until the break. 8 points to 6. A low scoring one here. Highlanders fine touch inside Hurricanes territory. Rebel Nuts says they need TJ Perenara back. I think Cam Roigard's been going all right. I mean, TJP was TJP, though. I know what you're saying. You can't replace TJ Perenara. Much the same as the Highlanders will never be able to replace Aaron Smith. Well, never say never, but it's going to be a long time before these generational players come through again, isn't it? Penalty to the Hurricanes in midfield. Duplessis. Kirifi in over the top. And it is another turnover for holding on. The Highlanders, every time they get down this end, they just turn the ball over. Dropped ball. penalties for not releasing. Hurricanes find their touch back inside Highlanders territory. It's back and forth. Look at the territorial stats. Very even. Hurricanes to the middle, uncontested. They win the ball. Here is Roigard. Steps through a couple, and he's brought to ground. Makes good 10 meters, though. Down this near edge, the Hurricanes. Now a pick and go from that guy. Pick and go for Gallagher. 4 minutes left in the half. Cheeky little knock on there, maybe from Shields. He gets away with it. They're just outside the 22. Staying short side. Roigard again steps his way through. Pops it back for Lakai. They're inside the 22 now. Highlanders try to get in over the top of it. Still there for Numia. The pick and go. They're 15 out. Shields stands and turns in the tackle. Lays it back. 7 phases. Short side. Numia. They're in very, very close. You could throw a blanket over the attack. Roigard now sends it out to midfield. Sullivan goes to ground right in front of the post here. 15 out. Roigard, dummies. Holds the pass up nicely for Lakai to Shields. Looks for the cutout pass, and it's intercepted now by Tangitau. It's Tangitau versus everyone. The Hurricanes are coming back at him, and Caleb Tangitau scores in the corner, and that is a second tick off the multi, just like I wanted. The Highlanders will go into halftime with the lead. A length of the field, intercept try. Caleb Tangitau from inside his own 22 outpaces Kenny Naholo. Desperation dive. And Ruben Love could not get across. 2 ticks off the multi going into the halftime break. Well, that excites me. $11 points to 8, the kick to come. Sam Gilbert from the sideline. With 2 minutes left until the break. He moves in, he strikes it nicely. It needs to hold its line. It just shaves the upright on the wrong side of the post. And it stays 11 points to 8. 2 ticks off the multi, though. I wonder what sort of cash out option they're going to give me. I mean, I'm not going to take it. I always let it ride. You've got to let it ride. 1.5 minutes until the break. The Highlanders catch and clear immediately. And that is a good purchase from Tane Robinson, up over halfway. Well up over halfway. He wants some extra meters. But it will be Hurricanes line out throw 10 meters just inside their own half. There goes the halftime siren. Devery throws to the front. Balls pop back for Roigard. Here's Naholo in midfield. Defunk, ahoy, mate. Naholo lays it back. That guy. Roigard will clear it into touch. He says that's enough. Puts it out on the full. Happy to go into the halftime break, trailing by 3. 11 points to 8 in a half that's really... I mean, it could have been better and worse all at the same time for both teams, if that makes any sense at all. If you understand what I'm trying to say there. It could have been better or worse. The Hurricanes probably should have been leading in the break, but then they did have that 10-minute spell with a man in the bin where no damage was done. So the fact that they're only trailing by 3 might be somewhat a positive for them. So, yes, it's a delicately poised game, but hey, we were expecting that. The most exciting thing for me, of course, is the 2 legs off the multi going into the halftime break. It's not very often that happens. Jacob Devry, though, he is going to make me wait to the very end, isn't he? But the way that this game's going, right? The way that this game's going, if it stays this tight and this close in the second half, expect a lot more forward play. These penalties, they'll put them into the corners and they'll set up the rolling mauls. They've been releasing the ball very quickly. I don't think we've seen one rolling maul yet tonight. But as the game wears on and things get tighter, risks start to become minimal. We might see more of that in the second half, is what I'm thinking anyway. So I'm feeling quite positive about that multi. We've got 2 legs down, just need the Hurricanes hooker to deal and deliver it. Second half, I'm keen to see if the kicking improves. Is it just down this end of the field, or is it just the Hurricanes? Are they not used to kicking at Forsyth Park Stadium, or is it just this one particular end that's causing problems? I'm so curious to monitor that situation. Can the Hurricanes kicking improve in the second half? If the Highlanders can get their execution better in the second half, it might not matter. The Highlanders could very well run away with this if they clean things up in the second 40. So many questions. Well, they're about to get answered. Second half coming up after this, right here in the wasted world of sports. We'll be right back after this halftime break. Catch you shortly. All right, so halftime here, 11 points to 8. It's game on. It's going to be a big second half. Manly and the Warriors, of course, coming up very, very shortly. That's what I was going to do. Because that is kicking off in about 8 minutes. So by the time the second half gets underway, that will be up and running. Yes, Manly versus the Warriors. I've got a multi on that one as well, by the way, if you want to hear it. George Alarm, ahoy, mate. I have gone Jason Saab, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and Ethan Bullymore. Anytime tries. Yes, Ethan Bullymore. Jason Saab, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Ethan Bullymore. D-Funk says the Highlanders' stamina will come into play again in this game. Positively or negatively, D-Funk? I can't believe the crowd. They never stop. I tell you what, if I ever manage to get over to New Zealand to catch a game live, I want the game to be at Forsyth Park Stadium. This crowd Looks immense. They just don't stop. I understand. If I understand correctly, I do believe that here there's a large, Defunk has just said it. A large student population. The student atmosphere is crazy. And yeah, they've just been buzzing from start to finish. The flags have been waving and they just haven't stopped. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. SSM WAF says, Love is massively overrated. He hasn't got the gas to defend any decent winger on a break. Well, we just saw that right before the half-time break, didn't we? He's been beat 2 weeks in a row multiple times. Also, his kicking isn't anything special. And Ruben Love is one of the players that was guilty of those skewed clearing kicks off the side of the boot that didn't make a whole lot of meters. Sean Hewitt says the Highlanders looked really fit this year. Marley Prime, I might be doing the Blues and Chiefs tomorrow. Erica Eureka Radio Fire, ahoy! Long time no. Oh Christ! I forgot to close the door. How are you doing, Erica Eureka Radio Fire, my old friend? P-Funk says at the old stadium, the behavior was comically out of control with fans. But that's not good, I suppose. I was about to say that's brilliant. Speaking of out of control fans, what about those bloody fans at Kogarah? The St. George Illawarra Dragons supporters the other week against the Bulldogs. Holy hell. There were people throwing hot dogs. I mean, first and foremost, why would you waste a hot dog? Why waste food at all? And second of all, why throw it at somebody? Yeah, the crowd was crazy the other week. There at Kogarah. Defunk says, I come from the Biff generation, mate. It was kind of brilliant to be part of at times. Yes, well, Defunk, as I continued to grow, basically, as I continued to grow up. Now, I was still a kid at the time, the Lang Park Hill. You might have heard about the Lang Park Hill. But as I got a little bit older, it was still there. So I didn't really get to experience the hill like it was meant to be experienced. But I'm imagining some of what I saw would have been similar to what you're talking about, G-Funk. Erica Eureka Radio Fire says, nice shirts. I plan on seeing them this year. And yes, they put on a fantastic live show as well. By the way, Erica Eureka Radio Fire, I'm thinking maybe, I could be wrong. My memory could be escaping me. But I'm thinking maybe the last time you saw me, I still had a mohawk. Has it been that long? Or have you seen me since I've grown my hair back out? Second half not far away here. 11 points to 8. We've got a close one. We've got 2 ticks off the multi. Only 1 to go. Jacob Devry is a pretty good chance of getting a try, right? I can foresee many situations where the Hurricanes set up a rolling maul. I can see it happening. I'm feeling pretty good about it. This multi is well and truly on. All right. I'm going to... Oh, it's not a very big one, mate. DPFT, not a very big one. I only put $10 on it, so I only threw down 10. So it's only going to be like $140 return. But hey, better than a poke in the eye with a blunt stick, as they say. All right, I have now got the Warriors versus Manly on the other screen, so I will keep an eye on that as well. Absolutely, that's still nice. 100%. I mean, it still goes on and feeds a bigger bet in the future, doesn't it? Jason Callaway, ahoy, mate. Oh, the Green Machine. I tell you what, I will be cheering so hard for the Canberra Raiders tomorrow. You have no idea. For a lot of people, it's going to be the strangest thing. I guarantee you that is a stream not to be missed. It will be the strangest thing seeing me cheering on the Canberra Raiders. You can't miss it. I recommend everybody jump on board and join me for that one. It'll be a sight to behold. There's only a couple of times throughout the course of a season that I cheer for the teams that I really despise. And that'll be one of them. Manly against the Warriors, and it's the Warriors who have first use of the football, fifth and last. And Metcalf will clear from inside his own 40. Manly, I think, are a real premiership threat this season. Honestly, how's this for a laugh? Okay, I was listening to... Matty Johns was talking on the Joel and Fletch show. No, not Joel and Fletch. Yeah, Joel and Fletch, but Fletchy wasn't there. And Matt Johns was talking about, I couldn't understand this logic, and I just want to see if anyone in the chat room shares this opinion. This logic made no sense to me. Okay, so Manly, right, absolutely belted the Cowboys from start to finish. From start to finish, Cowboys were never in the game. Manly were that good. The Broncos belted the Roosters, but for about 15 minutes of the game, the Roosters were on top. The Roosters were leading. So that, to me, says Manly in week one were the more impressive team. I mean, that makes sense, right? Matty Johns gets on the radio, and obviously Matty Johns works for Fox Sports, and Fox Sports owns the Broncos, or News Corp owns the Broncos, and they also own Fox, so I understand it. He's towing the company line. You've got to barrack for the Broncos if you work for Fox Media. But I couldn't understand. He said, I'm not sold on Manly. I'm not sold on Manly as a premiership threat because they play this high pace, up tempo game and they throw the ball around and it's a lot of the times it's 50-50 stuff. And they were playing the Cowboys, who are massively depleted Cowboys team and missing a lot of players. So I'm not sold on them. And then in the very next sentence, he goes, the Broncos are premiership favorites for mine. And I'm thinking, didn't the Broncos play a high-paced, 50-50 style of game against a heavily depleted and understrength team as Jason Saab breaks down the sideline and he's got support from Tommy Turbo, and Tommy Turbo scores the opening try of the match. Why did I not have Tommy Turbo in my multi? Manly have broken the Warriors apart early. Jason Saab, Tommy Turbo. That is looking like a dream combination for 2025. Second half underway. And the Hurricanes clear up inside the 22. It's going to sit up in the end goal. And they'll come back for the goal line restart. 1 minute gone in the second half. And the Highlanders immediately pinned down in their own half. Back underway. Lakai takes the goal line restart, charges forward. That was a scary sight. Peter Lakai getting those big legs pumping. Hurricanes now in midfield. 35 out from the line. Maffiello tries to duck his up way under. Roigard onto Delaney and now Umunga Jensen. Spinner shark, ahoy mate. In over the top of this. The Highlanders almost get the turnover. Shields still there for the Hurricanes. Naholo gets on the outside. They've got an overlap to the left, but Naholo goes to ground. Now they go. Roigard, short pass to Sullivan, who goes straight through. Sullivan cuts back in field, and the Hurricanes will score with Cam Roigard. Cam Roigard scores. An unnecessary pass from Sullivan. I'd be having words with him if I were the coach. That was an unnecessary extra pass. Anything could have gone wrong with that. Yes, it worked out, and it did get them closer to the posts for the conversion, but it was so unnecessary here from Sullivan. He just has to dive over. But Cam Roigard gets the try. The Hurricanes reclaim the lead. A good start to the second half, but we saw this in the first, didn't we? The Hurricanes got off to a flying start. Conversion successful from right beside the posts. Hoover Godfrey makes it 15-11. What a start to the second 40 for the Hurricanes. Highlanders with the restart. Godfrey clears well up over halfway. That is a great kick. Highlanders go quickly. 30 out from their own line. Immediately send the ball to the opposite edge of the field. And a little chip kick skews off the side of the boot. Okay, it's officially something down this end of the field as Roigard spills it forward at the back of the ruck. And that's a big let-off for the Highlanders. I think it is officially something with this end of the field because the Highlanders' first kick is skewed off the side of the boot. What's the deal with that? Is the ground slightly crooked? Uneven? What's going on with that? I've never seen anything like it. All the skewed kicks are happening down the same end of the field. Both teams guilty of it now. The most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Scrum down, Highlanders on halfway. And we reset. Oh, Tommy Turbo's such a good player. It's always a good sign for the New South Wales Blues when Tommy Turbo's in this sort of form. If he can stay fit. I mean, that's the big if, isn't it? That's the big if he can stay fit. Highlanders, scrum, big shove here from the Hurricanes. Penalty advantage to the Highlanders. And that's a loose pass out the back, so we come straight back for the penalty. On halfway, Highlanders penalty. Front row collapsing. Finding their touch inside the 22. Six and a half gone in the second half. Highlanders go to the back. And it's not straight. Ball was contested. So it's a free kick for the Hurricanes. And the Highlanders execution again. Much like the first half, they get down here in territory. And immediately turn it over. Roigard taps and puts the high ball up. The bomb squad's out. And it's well taken by Nariki on halfway. Hasty sends it back now for Tavatava Nawai. Caught on halfway. Still there for the Highlanders. Talea, still standing in the tackle. Now the Hurricanes pour in and try and drive over the top of this, but it's still there for the Highlanders. Tavatava Nawai gets in and plays scrum half. This is aggressive defense from the Canes. Still there for the Highlanders. They must clear. Robinson skews it off the side of the boot. This is incredible. What the hell is wrong with this side of the field? And the kick taken inside the 22 by Robinson, who clears. Finds his touch on the halfway line. A better purchase on this occasion. That is phenomenal what's going on with the kicking out there. Down this side of the field. Looking at the TV, that right side of the field. It's incredible. Devery throws to the front. Hurricanes back in possession. Rolling maul is set. Up over halfway they go. That's once. Still marching forward. Box kick now from Roigard at the back of the maul. And it's going to be marked inside the 22. He's overcooked it horribly. And Tangi Tau taps and goes quickly. Clears it upfield. Still in play, taken to the back by the Hurricanes. And now the counter-attack is on. Hoover Godfrey sets it up in midfield. Shields is out on the left. He's happy to take the line on. Staying short side for Sullivan. Ducks under a tackle of De Groot. Sets it up. Shields goes again. Pop ball now for Numia, who spills it forward. And the Highlanders clear off the side of the boot. And they'll come back for the knock-on. Another kick down this end of the field that skews away. Phenomenal. Substitutes roll out onto the pitch now. Hurricanes. No! Well, that's the end of my multi. As Jacob Devery leaves the field. Well, we got so close. Hey, but at least I get cash back. I get the bonus bet back. because we got 2 legs. Oh, that's disappointing. 9 minutes into the second half and they've taken him off. That is very disappointing. Oh, well, we got the 2 legs, so it's still a bonus bet back. I'll use that for a bet on the Panthers-Roosters game as the Highlanders now spread it wide to the left. They get on the outside. Tangitau links up. And he's got Nareki cutting back in field. They're 40 out. Hasty darts out of the ruck. Pick and go from Nareki. 4 points the difference anyway. 50 minutes gone. Highlanders through to Groot. Pops it up now for Taylor, who gets a good ball away to Robinson, who then offloads to nobody. And the Hurricanes back in possession. Naholo scoops up the loose ball. And Roigard thumps it away upfield for a big clearing kick up towards halfway. And the Highlanders' execution pushing the passes. It wasn't on. If it's not on, it's not on. And that offload certainly was not. Highlanders go to the middle. And the ball's there. Robinson to Tavatava Nawai in midfield. Hasty changes direction with Robinson. And the Tangitau kicks it into the 22, taken on the full by Love, who returns it with a lot of interest. Robinson from inside his own 22 will now clear up towards halfway. He got a good solid purchase on that one. $15 points to 11, 51 minutes, 47 gone. And here's the replacement, Bekena. Is it? No, that's Aumua, sorry. Aumua on for Devery. Imagine the Hurricanes set up a rolling maul and it's Aumua, the replacement for my guy, who scores the try. Oh, I'd be buggered. Naholo is held up and driven over the sideline. Well defended there from the Highlanders. And they will have the line-out throw just around the halfway mark. 52 and a half minutes gone. And this game going down to the wire. So what have we got? We've got 30 minutes left in this one. Yeah, we should be able to do the back end of the... We should be able to do the back end of the Warriors-Manly game. As the Hurricanes back in possession, the Highlanders get the line out wrong. Down the short side is Walker Lawiri out the back now for Godfrey. Tanumia pops the pass out for Naholo, keeping it alive. Braden Iosi down that far edge. That guy. Ten meters inside Highlanders territory. Umaga Jensen straight up the middle. Lays it back. 5 phases now. Big defense from the Highlanders in midfield. Roigard sends it out for Love. And Alakai again takes on Tavatavanawa. That was a good contest. Godfrey takes the line on. Lays it back. 9 phases. They are not bending the line here. Iosi. The pop pass infield for Walker Lieri. Not held. He gets up and he goes again. 30 meters out. Staying on the left. Umaga Jensen. They've got an overlap now, but Love goes into contact on his own. He should have given it. Still there for the Hurricanes, though. Numia gets to the 22. Out into midfield where they spill the ball, and the counter-attack is on now. Highlanders skew the kick off the side of the boot. It could still work out for them, though, and Gilbert loses it over the sideline. It just bounced a little too high for him, and he gets fingertips on it only. But again, a skewed kick from this end of the field. Incredible. It's so nearly almost worked out for them. $15 points to 11. 55 minutes gone. Hurricanes line out throw just on their own side of halfway. Aumua goes to the front. The ball's tapped back immediately. Godfrey in midfield. Out to Sullivan. Highlanders in over the top of the ball, but Roigard clears out. It's there for the Highlanders. They still get the turnover. And Withy will lay it back for the Highlanders. Big turnover. Flat pass at best from Hasty. Staying on that short side. Now the pass popped over the top to a Tungy Tau. One to beat. And that's well tackled by Ruben Love. Broughton sets it up just outside the 22. And it's a penalty now to the Highlanders. Take the 3. The Hurricanes leaving their feet. It's a tough kick. It's right out on the sideline. And they're putting it into the corner. Well, it wasn't a given. Oh, the touch finder has gone dead in goal, has it? The touch finder's gone dead in goal. No, Highlanders, no. The execution for the Highlanders. Oh, it's gone so far dead in goal. That is a huge let off for the Hurricanes. Highlanders, if they go down in this match, execution will obviously be the big concern. Every single time that they venture down to this end of the field, it's some form of mistake, some turnover. That was a big one, though. They could have taken the 3. Scrum down Hurricanes. Just outside their own 22. Roigard feeds. And it's a big shove. The Highlanders are buckled. And it's a penalty advantage. Hurricanes. Roigard changes direction. Sends it short side for Naholo. And we come back for the penalty. Penalty to the Hurricanes. The front row collapsing. And just like that, it should have been the Highlanders pouring on the attack inside the 22. Instead, a couple of errors compound. And Hoover Godfrey sends it up over halfway. Big let off there for the Hurricanes. And the Warriors have scored a try. Going around the grounds. The Warriors and Manly all locked up at 6 points apiece. Hurricanes win the line-out ball. Rolling maul is set. Rumbling upfield now, 40 metres out. Grabbing towards the sideline. They've got to make sure they keep it in field. It's still set, but they'll have to use it now. And they do get it out. Kirifi. Now the pick and go from Lakai. The Hurricanes with the momentum. Just outside the 22. It's still there for them. Leading by 4. If they get a shot at goal, they'll take it. Guaranteed. Any penalty here, they will plug the 3. But there is a penalty. It's in favour of the Highlanders, though. Turnover ball. And Tangitau taps and goes quickly. Puts the kick over the top. Nobody at home here for the Canes. It's lost forward by Roigard. And it sets up into the arms of Falafaga. AJ Falafaga scores under the post. And the Highlanders, another long-range try against the run of play. The first half was an intercept. This time, it was a penalty, and Tangitau's gone quickly. Puts the kick in. Nobody at home for the Hurricanes at the back. And the bounce of the ball was extremely kind. And AJ Falafaga unbelievable. The Highlanders back in front. Conversion successful. It's 18-15. This game has been crazy. So glad that we decided to cover this one. John Neal, thank you very much for the sub. Hurricanes get us back underway. Taken inside the 22 and the clearing kick. Not a lot of distance on it. Well, it gets a nice bounce up over the halfway mark. And the Hurricanes back on the attack now inside Highlanders territory. 20 minutes left, still to play. Down the short side, Kirifi almost spills the ball forward. Well, as a matter of fact, he has, but they'll get away with that one. Down the short side, they go. Caleb Delaney. In midfield now, Lomax is on. Hurricanes secure the ball. Umunga Jensen dummies and goes straight through. Where's his support? He's got support on the outside. Doesn't give it. Oh, he's got glue on his hands. Doesn't pass the ball. Riley Hohepa was in the corner. Black guy now goes again. They're 10 meters out. Short side, Kirifi. Umunga Jensen, I can't believe he didn't give that ball. Bobbled here from Ayosi. But still, over on that far side. 10 meters out, and they're staying on that far side. Naholo. 11 phases. Penalty advantage incoming. All right, now they can throw caution to the wind. WWO viewer, can we get a shout out to my friend Nathan, big Highlanders fan? Into open space now. Go the Hurricanes. Keeping the ball alive, 5 meters out from the line. Roigard goes from scrum half, passes to Ruben Love, who dives over and scores in the corner. Ruben Love with the try. Well, somebody in the chat room was letting Ruben Love have it earlier. He has scored the go-ahead try. So Nathan is a big Highlanders fan, going to Antarctica on Monday. Got a young son, Walter, at home. Well, cheers to Nathan and the Antarctica trip. Also, race 12, Addington, number 11 to win tonight. Oh, there you go. I do love a good punt on the ponies. Conversion from the sideline, hooks away horribly to the left. It will remain 20 points to 18. Hurricanes. $18 to go. Ruben Love with the go-ahead try. Oh, you've got to love the passion from the Highlanders faithful in the crowd. Giving Ruben Love the finger. He gave it back to them as well, by the way. Highlanders with the restarts. They go kind of short. Going to land outside the 22, midway between the 22 and the 30. And it's there for the Hurricanes. Caleb Delaney lays it back. Hurricanes leading by 2. Roigard has his clearing kick charged down. And it's lost forward now by the Hurricanes. Scrum down Highlanders. 15 minutes left to play. And the Warriors have scored again. The Warriors are leading Manly 10 points to 6. Twelve and a half minutes to go in the first half there in the NRL. Luke Metcalf with the conversion attempt. Puts it over to make it Warriors 12, Manly 6. 12 and a half to go in the first half. I was telling people it wasn't going to be a 50-point smashing this week. Manly were going to have to fight for this win. But anyway, scrum down here. Hurricanes leading by 2, but the Highlanders about to go on the attack. The scrum sets. Big shove here from the Hurricanes. But the Highlanders get it out. Here they go now. Gilbert tries to get on the outside. He's brought down just outside the 22. Setting up the phases in midfield. Tavatava Nawai takes the line on, offloads at the last second. Hurricanes in over the top of this one. Still there for the Highlanders. And they get the penalty. And they've pointed to the post immediately. 14 minutes to play. This 3-point attempt could give them the lead. They've gone for the post immediately. Sam Gilbert steps up. Geez, Lomax is in over the top of that. Oh, I can't understand how that was a penalty. Well, there we go. Nicely explained by Jeff Wilson at the ground. You cannot support your body weight with one hand on the ground and attack the ball with the other hand. And that's what he was doing. He was in over the top of the ball, but he was supporting his body weight with a hand on the ground. Sam Gilbert to put the Highlanders in front. 22 metres out, about 5 to the left of the post. And he's pushed it wide. You can't believe he's missed that. That was an absolute gimme, and Sam Gilbert has pushed it wide to the right. It stays 20 points to 18. 12 minutes remain. Good Lord, the Warriors are on the attack again in the NRL. 10 metres out from Manly's line. Highlanders ball on halfway. Replacements have rolled out as well. Arscott's on. In there at scrum half there, James Arscott. Hurricanes told to leave it. Arscott sends it to Gilbert in at first receiver. Pops the pass along to Howden. Still there for the Highlanders. Oh, the Warriors have scored again. High ball in midfield. Contestable. Wow, one of the Hurricanes has been held back there, but it's still balls for Ruben Love. And the Hurricanes back in possession. This is incredible. The Warriors leading 16 points to 6. The kick to come. 9.5 to go till the halftime break. We got a little bit of a turn up there in the NRL, it seems. Highlanders with the kick and chase. Dangerously close to the touchline. Well picked up now by Lasanga. Hurricanes drive through illegally and penalty advantage to the Highlanders. Penalty is given. Now this is a lot further out and much, much wider. Penalised for playing the halfback, but, I mean, they've surely got to have another attempt at it, don't they? Oh, they're putting it into the corner. This kick is going into the corner. .69.5 minutes gone. And the Highlanders, they don't want to take the lead by 1. They want to take the lead by much, much more. Attacking line-out throw on the 22 meters line. Throw to the line-out. Goes to the middle. Ball is secured. Inside the 22. Highlanders on the attack. Withy. Scott takes it up. 10 minutes to go in this match. Reynolds. Holland in front of the post. Still 10 meters out. Highlanders ball. They come left. And into contact goes Falafanga. Scott to Holland again in midfield. Through the hands for Talia. And the Highlanders revert back to pick and goes. 5 meters out now. Pick and go. 8 phases. Hurricanes look to counter, but it's still there. Highlanders, 9 minutes remaining. Getting ever closer to the line. Penalty to the Hurricanes. Oh, they're fired up here, the Canes. That's huge defense on their own goal line. Ball carrier holding on. Not for the first time tonight. That's a big, big turnover. Oh, that's massive. Massive. And the Hurricanes find touch. Just short of the 40-meter line, their own side of halfway. 18 points to 6. The Warriors leading Manly with 7 minutes left in the first half. I'm going to have a quick break. I'll be right back. Up over halfway now, the Highlanders back in possession. 7 minutes to go down the short side. The Highlanders have dominated territory, I think, in these final stages of the game. They've turned it over again, the Hurricanes. Umunga Jensen is wrapped up. He was almost in open space. Highlanders now counter ruck, and it's there. A successful turnover for Sean Withy. And it's the Highlanders back on the attack, 30 meters out. The Hurricanes failing to put numbers there into the ruck. Back into midfield, 22 metres out, 7 minutes remaining. Highlanders with the ball. Hurricanes in over the top of this, and that almost a turnover. Still there for the Highlanders. Loose pass out wide to the right. Tahiwi. The ball spills out the side of the ruck. Ascot's caught. The Hurricanes are in over the top of this one. Somehow it's still there for the Highlanders. Unbelievable. 20 points to 18. Hurricanes. Ball's out. And Aumua races through. Shuts down the play. 8 phases, but still Highlanders ball. 6 minutes remain. Shit. There goes my drink. Down this near edge they come now. 11 phases. Ascot sends it right. They've got numbers galore here, the Highlanders, but they keep it in tight. 13th phase. Still outside the 22. Stoddart takes it to the 22 metres line. Whiffy in midfield. He's caught. Hurricanes in over the top. Still there for the Highlanders. No one bending the line. In over the top of this. Delaney almost secures the turnover. And a good run forward here from Kalia. Ascot onto Vikenna in midfield. 18 phases here. The Highlanders have made hardly any yardage. Holland dives over the top of the ruck. Now they put it through the hands. Out the back it goes. Batangi Tau. The flick pass. And Talia's in open space. One to beat. They come across. Swarm across. And show him the sideline. It's back in field for Tavatavanawai. Bumps off one. Heads back into midfield. 21 phases. It's still there for the Highlanders. 2 points the difference. Less than 4 minutes remaining now. Ten metres out from the line. Withy with the pick and go. 5 metres out now. Just to the left of the uprights. They're still going here, the Highlanders. Just 2 metres short. The pick and drive is the option, it seems. Half a metre short. Victory is there for the Highlanders. Held up over the line. The goal line defence of the Hurricanes. Immense. 4 minutes left in this one. 2 points the difference. Goal line dropout incoming. In the NRL, the Warriors leading 18 points to 6. 2 minutes to go until the halftime break. They've got all the momentum in the world there, the Warriors. Incredible. We will definitely cover that second half. Gilbert takes the goal line dropout. 3 minutes remain. Winding up and charging into contact there was Lasaga. Big defense. Hurricanes again. Withy. Dummies. 3 minutes to go. The Hurricanes, I think, they've just turned to defense. They're very defensive-minded right now as they look to hold on. And the ball is spilt forward. And the Hurricanes will clear upfield. Nobody at the back for the Highlanders. They need this to sit up in the end goal at the very least. Tavatavanawai has picked it up 5 metres out from his own line. Now brings it outside the 22. Caught in midfield, but the Highlanders have lost all that ground. They're back down inside their own half. The Hurricanes' defence has been so impressive on their own goal line tonight. Over 30 phases of pressure. And they've survived, not giving away a single penalty. Gilbert on the wraparound. It's still on here for the Highlanders, though. Baleafunga takes it up towards halfway. Tangi Tau now to Bartlett. Highlanders on halfway. 2 minutes left to play. And the ball is turned over by the Hurricanes on the halfway line. Penalty. Take the points. Right out in front on halfway. Take the shot at 3 and wind down the clock, right? Take the shot at 3, wind down the clock. There's a minute and a half remaining. The shot clock's what, a minute? So even if you miss, you've only got 30 seconds of defense to do down the other end of the field. Oh, they're going to put it into the corner. Well, hey, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm not interested in winning. They're backing themselves, though. They're backing their defense. They're backing themselves to win the line-out throw. For starters. Inside the last minute of the game. The Highlanders have got to attack this line-out with everything. It was crooked and a free kick to the Highlanders. And that's what I'm talking about. If they had have taken the shot at 3, they could have wound down the shot clock. 30 seconds would have been all they had to do at most to defend. But now the Highlanders have the ball on halfway, just short of halfway. Actually, they're on their own 40-meter line. And they do have one last attacking rate here. Ascot sends it out. Talia steps back in field, bends the line, gets up and goes again, Talia. They're still short of the halfway mark. The siren sounds. And the Highlanders try to break down the right-hand edge. They've got numbers. Ascot beats the first defender. The ball's almost ripped away. 3-on-2 down the right-hand edge, but the Hurricanes scramble. They're on halfway, though. A penalty here. They have to have a crack. Gilbert sweeps around the back, and here's Tangi Tau in open space. Bumps away from one. He's been caught high there from Umunga Jensen. No call on the penalty. The home crowd has gone ballistic at the referee. They want that penalty advantage. Umunga Jensen caught him high. 10 phases. Highlanders ball in midfield. 35 meters out. This is kickable. If there's a penalty here, it's very kickable. 30 meters out from the line. Tavanawai. Oh, the Hurricanes. Wind down the clock with the shot clock. Take the shot at 3. Even if you miss it, time's up. They backed themselves, they put it into the corner, and they've got themselves into this mess where they could still lose this game. Time is up on the clock, Bronny. We're now in stoppage time. Ascot sends it across to Stoddart. 25 meters out. The Highlanders winning the collision area because the Hurricanes don't want to give away a penalty. They can't commit to the ruck. They don't want to give away penalty advantage. Drop goal attempt for Sam Gilbert. Sam Gilbert from 30 meters out. Drop goal, hooks it horribly left. And the Hurricanes have won. The Highlanders worked themselves into drop goal range. And Sam Gilbert hooks it off to the left. Game over. And the Hurricanes have held on for a 2-point victory. Oh, what a match. What a game. Down to the wire. 20 points to 18. Why didn't they keep it close? I don't understand it. Well, there's the high tackle from Umunga Jensen that wasn't called. I don't understand. Okay, the Hurricanes were not committing to the ruck because they realized they can't afford to give away a penalty. A penalty is a kickable match-winning goal. So why didn't they just keep rumbling it up a little bit further? The Highlanders, I think, personally, And it's easy for me to say, right, in the comfort of my own home. I'm not out there playing the game in the heat of the moment, the pressure situations. I completely get it. So it's easy for me to say, but I wouldn't be doing my job as a commentator if I didn't say Hurricanes weren't committing to the ruck because they couldn't. Highlanders had no reason to pull the trigger that early on the drop goal. They could have marched it forward quite comfortably another few phases. They could have gone another 10 phases. So I don't really understand why they decided to snap the drop goal as early as they did. But anyway, it's one of those things. It's a call they made. It didn't quite work out. Had he kicked it, they would have looked like geniuses, right? So those are the small margins in a game of rugby. Holy hell, 20 points to 18. Well, we were expecting that one to go down to the wire. That's why we chose this game to cover over the NRL today. We figured that this one would be the better game. And it certainly didn't let us down. 20 points to 18. What did let me down was the Hurricanes' decision to take Devery off the field. As it transpires, I don't think it really cost me anyway. We got 2 legs off the multi, so it's cash back in the form of a bonus bet. I'll use that bonus bet on the Panthers-Roosters game. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much for being with me for this one. We will have more Super Rugby action coming up tomorrow. But for now, I'm really, really intrigued by this NRL game. Halftime, and the Warriors are leading Manly 18 points to 6. Big second half incoming there in the NRL. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to that one. Thank you so much for your company here. Wasted World of Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, live on Facebook. We cover NRL. We cover Super Rugby. We cover the Six Nations, the Rugby Championship, the Lions Tour coming up this year, State of Origin. Huge year of sports coming up here on the Wasted World of Sports. We do some WWE as well, just for a little bit of fun. And we'll also be covering the boxing. We'll be doing the boxing fight between Sonny Bill Williams and Paul Gallen, which will likely be in June or July. So some huge sports coming up this year. Thanks for being with us on this game. I'm going to jump over to the Rugby League now with a new stream. Manly versus the Warriors, second half. Warriors leading 18 points to 6. Hurricanes have got the job done here, beating the Highlanders 20 points to 18. And we'll catch you guys in the next stream. Until then, cheers.